Have you ever wished to speak English fluently, not for a test, not for a grade, but for something greater? To change your life. This story could be your story. A young man who had nothing. No classes, no teacher, no money, just one thing, a dream. His dream was to learn English, and that dream changed everything. If you're looking for motivation, a way to begin, or a reason to keep going, stay with me, because this story is for you. If this story touches your heart, don't forget to subscribe, because here we don't just learn English, we change our lives. Daniel was a 21-year-old young man living in a small, crowded apartment with his older brother's family. Every morning before sunrise, he walked to a bakery where he worked long hours kneading dough, baking bread and carrying heavy trays. It wasn't an easy job and the pay was very little, but it was all he had. But Daniel had something most people couldn't see: a big dream. He wanted to learn English. Not just a few words, not just for fun. He wanted to become fluent. He wanted to change his life. He didn't know how or when, but he believed that English could open the door to a better future. His journey started with one word: hello. He saw it on a shop sign and asked a man what it meant. "It means hi," the man replied. That simple moment stayed with Daniel. From then on, he started collecting English words. He wrote them in a small notebook he always kept in his pocket. Every time he saw or heard a new word on signs, from songs in videos, he wrote it down. Those words became his treasure. Late at night, when the rest of the family was asleep, Daniel would sit on the floor with his old phone and a pair of cheap headphones. He searched for English lessons on YouTube. One night, he found a channel called English Made Easy. The teacher there spoke slowly and clearly. He explained simple sentences like "I like coffee," "What is your name?" and "Where do you live?" Daniel felt excited. For the first time, English didn't feel scary, it felt friendly. He started watching one video every night, then two, then five. He paused, repeated, rewound, and spoke out loud. "Hello, my name is Daniel. How are you?" "I am fine, thank you." He practiced even when he didn't understand everything. He learned to guess meaning from tone and context. During the day, Daniel talked to himself in English. While washing dishes, walking to work, or waiting at the bakery, he'd whisper, "It's a beautiful day," or "Today I will learn something new." He turned his life into a classroom. His city became his textbook. His mind became his school. Of course, he made mistakes. Lots of them. Once, he told a customer, "I very like bread." The customer smiled. Another time, he asked a tourist where bathroom is and got a confused look. Daniel felt embarrassed, but he didn't stop. He knew mistakes were part of learning. Every wrong sentence brought him closer to the right one. One Sunday, Daniel heard about something called a language CAF. It was a small coffee shop where locals and foreigners came to practice speaking English. He was nervous but curious. When he entered, he saw people chatting, laughing, sharing stories. He took a deep breath and introduced himself. "Hi, I'm Daniel." A girl smiled and said, "Nice to meet you, Daniel." That moment changed everything. He started going every Sunday. At first, he only listened. Then he asked short questions. Later, he shared stories about his work. his life and his dreams. The more he spoke, the more confident he became. He realized that English wasn't about perfect grammar, it was about connection, expression, and courage. Books became another teacher. Daniel borrowed a children's book in English from a local library. The words were simple, and the pictures helped. He read it again and again. Then he moved on to short stories. He didn't understand every word, but he guessed, learned, and improved. He underlined new words, wrote them in his notebook, and tried using them in real life. He also watched English movies with subtitles. He paused, repeated, acted out the scenes. He turned every movie into a lesson. He learned how people really talked, the rhythm of English, and the expressions used in everyday life. Sometimes he didn't have internet. Sometimes his phone data finished, but that didn't stop him. He had downloaded videos, printed notes, and even imagined conversations. In his mind, he would say, "Excuse me, where is the bus station?" and answer himself, "Go straight, then turn right." These small practices became powerful tools. One day, while walking home, Daniel saw a tourist looking lost. The tourist asked, "Do you know where the train station is?" Daniel's heart raced. This was his chance. He smiled and said, "Yes, go straight, then turn left. It's 5 minutes away." The tourist thanked him and added, "Your English is very good." Daniel couldn't believe it. That short moment gave him more confidence than any book. English was changing his life. Not just his language, but his thinking. He started dreaming bigger. He began writing short stories in English. He even started helping his little niece learn English by teaching her basic words like cat, dog, and apple. He was becoming not just a learner, but a teacher too. Months passed, and Daniel decided to share what he had learned. He started a YouTube channel with his phone. He made short, simple videos explaining English phrases, teaching greetings, common mistakes, and pronunciation tips. His first video had only 5 views, but the comments were kind. "Thank you, Daniel. This helped me. Your English is very clear." That was all he needed to continue. He kept uploading, kept learning, and kept teaching. His own journey became a guide for others. He wasn't perfect, but he was passionate, and that was enough. English had opened a door in Daniel's life. Through that door, he found friends, opportunities, and hope. He realized that language was not just words, it was power. The power to connect, the power to grow, the power to dream. Today, Daniel still wakes up early, still works hard, and still learns English every day, but now he walks with confidence, he speaks with purpose, and he lives with hope. He knows he still has a lot to learn, but that's the beauty of the journey. English is not a finish line, it's a road that leads to stories, people, places, and possibilities. Daniel walks that road, one word at a time, one step every day, and so can you. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel.